Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Jeremiah 16 to 20, Proverbs 8, and Psalm 133. Let's get started. The word of the Lord came to me. You shall not take a wife, nor shall you have sons or daughters in this place. But thus says the Lord concerning the sons and daughters who are born in this place, and concerning the mothers who bore them and the fathers who fathered them in this land. They shall die of deadly diseases. They shall not be lamented, nor shall they be buried. They shall be as dung on the surface of the ground. They shall perish by the sword and by famine, and their dead bodies shall be food for the birds of the air and for the beasts of the earth. But thus says the Lord, do not enter the house of man, or go to lament or grieve for them. For I have taken away my peace from this people. My steadfast love and mercy, declares the Lord. Both great and small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried, and no one shall lament for them, or cut himself, or make himself old for them. No one shall break bread for the man, to comfort him for the dead, nor shall anyone give him the cup of consolation to drink for his father or his mother. You shall not go into the house of feasting to sit with them, to eat and drink. For thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, you shall not silence in this place. Before your eyes in your days, the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride. And when you tell this people all these words, and they say to you, why has the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? What is our iniquity? What is the sin that we have committed against the Lord our God? Then you shall say to them, because your fathers have forsaken me, declares the Lord, and have gone after other gods, and have served and worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. And because you have done worse than your fathers, for behold, every one of you follows his stubborn evil will, refusing to listen to me. Therefore I will hurl you out of this land into a land that neither you nor your fathers have known, and they shall serve other gods day and night. For I will show you no favor. Therefore, behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when it shall no longer be said, as the Lord lives, who brought up the people of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And as the Lord lives, who brought up the people of Israel out of the north country, and out of all the countries where he had driven them. For I will bring them back to their own land that I gave to their fathers. Behold, I am sending for many fishers, declares the Lord, and they shall catch them. And afterward I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and every hill, and out of the clefts of the rocks. For my eyes are on all their ways. They are not hidden from me, nor is their iniquity concealed from my eyes. But first I will doubly repay their iniquity and their sin, because they have polluted my land with the carcasses of their detestable idols, and have filled my inheritance with their abominations. O Lord, my strength and my stronghold, my refuge in the day of trouble. To you shall the nations come, from the ends of the earth, and say, our fathers have inherited nothing but lies, worthless things in which there is no profit. Can man make for himself gods? Such are not gods. Therefore, behold, I will make them know. This once I will make them know my power and my might, and they shall know that my name is the Lord. The sin of Judah is written with the pen of iron, with the point of diamond that is engraved on the tablet of their heart, and on the horns of their altars, while their children remember the altars and the Asherah, beside every green tree, and on the high hills, on the mountains in the open country. Your wealth and all your treasures I will give for spoil as the price of your high places for sin throughout all your territory. You shall loosen your hand from your heritage that I gave to you, and I will make you serve your enemies in the land that you do not know. For in my anger a fire is kindled that shall burn forever. Thus says the Lord, cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength, whose heart turns away from the Lord. He is like a shrub in the desert, and shall not see any good come. He shall dwell forever in the parched places of the wilderness, in an uninhabited salt land. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose trust is the Lord. He is like a tree planted by water, that sends out its roots by the stream. He then does not fear when heat comes, for its leaves remain green, and it is not anxious in the year of drought, for it does not cease to bear fruit. The heart is deceitful above all things, and desperately sick. Who can understand? I, the Lord, search the heart and test the mind, and give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds. Like the partridge that gathers the brood that she did not hatch, so is he who gets riches, but not by justice. And in the midst of his days they will leave him, and at the end he will be a fool. A glorious throne set on high from the beginning is the place of our sanctuary. O Lord, the hope of Israel. All who forsake you shall be put to shame. Those who turn away from you shall be written in the earth. For they have forsaken the Lord, the fountain of living water. Heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved. For you are my praise. Behold, they say to me, where is the word of the Lord? Let it come. I have not run away from being your shepherd, nor have I desired the day of sickness. You know what came out of my mouth. It was before your face. Be not a terror to me. You are my refuge in the day of disaster. Let those who be put to shame who persecute me, but let me not be put to shame. Let them be dismayed, and let me not be dismayed. Bring upon them the day of disaster. Destroy them with double destruction. Thus says the Lord to me. Go and stand in the people's gate, where I wish the kings of Judah enter, and which they go out. And in all the great gates of Jerusalem, and say, hear the word of the Lord, you kings of Judah, and all Judah, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, who enter by these gates. Thus says the Lord, take care for the sake of your lives, and do not bear a burden on the Sabbath day, or bring it by the gates of Jerusalem, and do not carry a burden out of your houses on the Sabbath, or do any work. Keep the Sabbath day holy, as I commanded your father. Yet they did not listen or incline their ear, stiffened their neck, that they might not hear and receive instruction. And if you listen to me, declares the Lord, and bring in no burden by the gates of the city, but on the Sabbath day, keep the Sabbath day holy, and do no work on it, then they shall enter by the gates of the city, kings and princes who sit on the throne of David, riding in chariots and on horses, they and their officials, the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And the city shall be inhabited forever. And people shall come from the cities of Judah, and the places around Jerusalem, and from the land of Benjamin from the cities of Judah, and the places around Jerusalem, from the land of Benjamin, from the Shephelah, from the hill country, and from the Negev, bringing burnt offerings and sacrifices, grain offerings and frankincense, and bring thank offerings to the house of the Lord. But if you do not listen to me to keep the Sabbath day holy, and not to bear burden, and enter by the gates of Jerusalem on the Sabbath day, then I will kindle a fire in its gates, and it shall devour the palaces of Jerusalem, and shall not be quenched. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, arise and go down to the potter's house, and there I will let you hear my word. So I went down to the potter's house, and there he was working at his wheel, and the vessel he was making of clay was spoiled in the potter's hand, and he reworked it into another vessel, as it seemed good for the potter to do. Then the word of the Lord came to me. O house of Israel, can I not do with you as this potter has done, declares the Lord? Behold, like clay in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand, O house of Israel. If at any time I declare concerning a mansion or a kingdom, then I will pluck up and break down and destroy. In that nation, concerning which I have spoken, turns from its evil. I will relent of the disaster that I intended to do to it. And if at any time I declare concerning a nation or a king, that I will build and plant it, and if it does evil in my sight, not listening to my voice, then I will relent of the good that I had intended to do to it. Now therefore say to the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, Thus says the Lord, behold, I am shaping disaster against you and devising a plan against you. Return, every one from his evil way, and amend your ways and your deeds. That they say, that is in vain. We will follow our own plans, and everyone will act according to the stubbornness of his evil heart. Therefore, thus says the Lord, ask among the nations, who has heard the like of this? The virgin Israel has done a very horrible thing. Does the snow of Lebanon leave the crags of Syrian? Does the mountains' waters run dry, the cold flowing streams? But my people have forgotten me, and they make offerings to false gods. They made them stumble in their way, in the ancient roads, and to walk into side roads, and not the highway, making their land a horror, a thing to be hissed at forever. Everyone who passes by it is horrified and shakes his head. From like the east wind, I will scatter them before the enemy. I will show them my back, not my face, in the day of their calamity. Then they said, come, let us make plots against Jeremiah. For the Lord shall not perish from the priest, nor counsel from the wise, nor the word of the prophet. Come, let us strike him with the tongue, and let us not pay attention to any of his words. Hear me, O Lord, and listen to the voice of my adversaries. Should good be repaid with evil, yet they have dug a pit for my life. Remember how I stood before you, to speak good for them, to turn away your wrath from them. Therefore deliver up their children to famine, give them over to the power of the sword. Let their wives become childless and widows, may their men meet death by pestilence, their youths be struck down by the sword and battle, and may a cry be heard from their houses, when you bring the plunderer suddenly upon them. For they have dug a pit to take me, and laid snares for my feet. Yet you, O Lord, know all their plotting to kill me. Forgive not their iniquity, nor blot out their sin from your sight. Let them be overthrown before you. Deal with them in the time of your anger. Thus says the Lord, go, buy a potter's earthenware flask, and take some of the elders of the people, and some of the elders of the priests, and go out to the valley of the son of Hinnom at the entry of the potsherd gate, and proclaim there the words that I tell you. You shall say, hear the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I am bringing such disaster upon this place that the ears of everyone who hears will tingle, because the people have forsaken me and have profaned this place by making offerings in it to other gods whom neither they nor their fathers nor the kings of Judah have known, and because they have filled this place with the blood of incense, and they have built the high places about to burn their sons in the fire as burnt offerings to Baal, which I did not command or decree, nor did it come into my mind. Therefore, behold, days are coming, declares the Lord, when this place shall no more be called Topheth, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter, and in this place I'll make void the plans of Judah and Jerusalem, and will cause their people to fall by the sword before their enemies, and by the hand of those who seek their life. And I'll give their dead bodies for food to the birds of the air and to the beasts of the earth. And I'll make this city a horror, a thing to be hissed at. Everyone who passes by it will be horrified and will hiss because of all its wounds. And I'll make them eat the flesh of their sons and their daughters, and everyone shall eat the flesh of his neighbor in the siege and in the distress with which their enemies and those who seek their life afflict them. Then you shall break the flask in the side of the man who go with you, and shall say to him, thus says the Lord of hosts, so I will break this people and this city, as one breaks a potter's vessel, so that it can never be mended. Men shall bury in Topheth, because there will be no place else to bury. Thus I will do to this place, declares the Lord, and to its inhabitants, making the city like Topheth. The houses of Jerusalem and the houses of the kings of Judah, all the houses on whose roof offerings have been offered to all the hosts of heaven, and drink offerings have been poured out to other gods, shall be defiled like the place of Topheth. Then Jeremiah came from Topheth, where the Lord had sent him to prophesy. And he stood in the court of the Lord's house, and said to all the people, thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I am bringing upon the city and upon all its towns all the disaster that I have pronounced against it, because they have stiffened their neck, refusing to hear my words. Now Pashur the priest, the son of Immer, who was chief of officer in the house of the Lord heard Jeremiah prophesying these things. Then Pashur beat Jeremiah the prophet and put him in the stocks that were in the upper Benjamin gate of the house of the Lord. And then the next day, when Pashur released Jeremiah from the stocks, Jeremiah said to him, "The Lord does not call your name, Pashur, but terror on every side. For thus says the Lord, behold, I'll make you a terror to yourself and to all your friends." So, all your friends, it says, they shall fall by the sword of their enemies, while you look on. And I'll give all Judah into the hand of the king of Babylon. He shall carry them captive to Babylon, and he shall strike them down with the sword. Moreover, I'll give all the wealth of the city, all its gains, all its prized belongings, and the treasures of the kings of Judah into the hand of their enemies. You shall plunder them and seize them and carry them to Babylon. And you, Pashur, and all who dwell in your house shall go into captivity. To Babylon you shall go, and you shall die. And there you shall die, and there you shall be buried. And to you and all your friends, to whom you have prophesied falsely. Lord, O Lord, you have deceived me, and I was deceived. You are stronger than I, and you have prevailed. I have become a laughing stock all the day. Everyone mocks me. Whenever I speak, I cry out. I shout violence and destruction. For the word of the Lord has become for me a reproach and derision all day long. If I say, I won't listen, I'll speak any more, and instantly. There is in my heart as if it were a burning fire shut up in my bones. And I am weary with holding it in, and I cannot. For I hear many whispering, terrors on every side. Denounce him, let us denounce him, say all my close friends, watching for my fall. Perhaps he will be deceived. Then we can overcome and take our revenge on him. That the Lord is with me as a dread warrior. Therefore my prosecutors will stumble. They will not overcome me. They will be greatly shamed, for they shall not succeed. Their eternal dishonor will never be forgotten. The O Lord of hosts, who tests the righteous, who seeks the heart and the mind, let me see your vengeance upon them. For to you I have committed my cause. Say to the Lord, praise the Lord, for he has delivered the life of the needy from the hand of evildoers. Cursed be the day on which I was born, the day when my mother bore me. Let it not be blessed. Cursed be the man who brought the news to my father. My son is born to you, making him very glad. Let that man be like the sea, that the Lord overthrew without pity. Let him hear a cry in the morning, and an alarm at noon. Because he did not kill me in the womb, so my mother would have been at my grave, and a womb forever grey. Why did I come out from the womb to see toil and sorrow, and spend my days in shame? Proverbs 8. Does not wisdom call? Does not understanding raise her voice? On the heights beside the way, at the crossroads she takes her stand. Besides the gates in front of the town, at the entrance of the portal she cries aloud. To you, men, O men, I call, and my cry is to the children of men. O simple ones, learn prudence. O fools, learn sense. Hear, for I will speak noble things, and from my lips will come what is right. From my mouth will utter truth. Wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are righteous. There is nothing twisted or crooked in them. They are all straight to him who understands, and right to those who find knowledge. Take my instruction and stir and knowledge rather than choice. For wisdom is better than jewels, and all you may desire cannot compare with it. I wisdom dwell with prudence, and I find knowledge and discretion. For fear of the Lord is hatred of evil. Pride and arrogance, and the way of evil, and perverted speech I hate. I have counsel and shout wisdom. I have insight. I have strength. By me kings reign, and rulers decree what is just. By me princes rule, and nobles, all who govern justly. I love those who love me, and those who seek me diligently find me. Riches and honor are with me, enduring wealth and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, even fine gold, and my yield than choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, in the paths of justice, granting an inheritance to those who love me, and filling their treasuries. The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his work, the first of his acts of old. Ages ago I was stood up, at the first before the beginning of the earth. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no streams abounding with water, before the mountains had been shaken, before the hills, I was brought forth. Before he had made the earth with its fields, or the first of the dust of the world. When he established the heavens, I was there. When he drew a circle on the face of the deep. When he made firm the skies above. When he established the fountains of the deep. And he assigned to the sea its limit, so that the waters might not transgress his command. When he marked out the foundations of the earth. Then I was beside him, like a master workman, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing before him always, rejoicing in his inhabited world, and delighting in the joy of man. And now, my sons, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise, and do not neglect it. Blessed be the one who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting beside my doors. Whoever finds me finds life and obtains favor from the Lord. And he who fails to find me injures himself. All who hate me love death. Psalm 133. Behold, how good and pleasant it is when brothers dwell in unity. It is like the precious oil on the head, running down on the beard of Aaron, running down on the collar of his garments. It is like the dew of Hermon, which falls on the mountains of Zion. But there the Lord has commanded the blessing, life forevermore. Now that it's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as you also forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.